So today I'm going to show you how to make an amazing pumpkin flavored rice pudding. Now I have made other variations of rice pudding, but none of them have been the American version. I've made a Peruvian style one called arroz con leche, which was incredible. And of course the Indian version is simply a rice kheer. And there is one traditional ingredient that goes in an American style rice pudding, which I'll talk about real soon, unless you notice it in this clip over here. Comment down below if you did, but let's get into it. Now, if you have time and the spices on hand, why not make the pumpkin spice at home? Try out my recipe, it has always worked well, and it just smells like fall. So we start with the rice. Now, this particular rice that I'm using doesn't really have too much starch. I know it because I've used it for just regular rice quite a bit. So I'm not gonna wash it. But in case the rice variety that you have has too many impurities, too much starch, then you may want to wash it before doing this step. Add in the milk, mix it up, turn the heat to medium, and then bring the milk up to a very gentle simmer. While that is going on, we're gonna take a look at the actual egg mixture. This is going to be flavored with our pumpkin spice, the pumpkin, and all the sweeteners that's going to go in the pudding. So there's some egg yolks in here, and that really helps to bind and thicken this pudding. And this is the element that's very traditional with American style rice pudding. So in the egg yolks, add in cream, the pumpkin puree. This one here is canned, but of course, if I had extra time, I would have made it homemade. It's incredibly simple, and you can take a look at how to do that linked down below. Then some pumpkin spice, vanilla, some brown sugar, and then some maple syrup. Now the sweeteners we're gonna adjust at the very end. This here will give you a rice pudding that's very moderately sweetened. Whisk this up really well, and let's bring our focus back to our milk, which did just start to slowly simmer. Now that it is simmering, tone the heat down to medium-low, maybe the low end of medium-low. And now you want to very gently cook the rice and keep that simmer going until the milk has reduced by quite a bit. Be careful not to overcook it though, because you don't want the rice to lose its texture. Okay, I'm gonna pour the egg mixture in that measuring cup here. That pouring lip will really help as I incorporate that in the hot milk and rice mixture on the right there. Now, because there's eggs in here, we have to be very careful with how we incorporate this egg mixture in the actual rice and milk mixture. Okay, you can tell that there's not really enough liquid in that rice mixture right now. It's very thick, and we'll adapt ourselves based on that. But the principles stay the same in terms of incorporating that hot mixture with the egg. So very slowly start putting drops of the liquid, if you have liquid left, or the rice mixture into the egg, and keep whisking continuously. Use both your hands and keep doing it until you have at least 1 to 1.5 ladlefuls of the rice mixture in there. And once you've incorporated very slowly that hot milk and rice mixture, you would have temped the egg. And now you can pour that egg mixture into your pot and always keep whisking. I incorporated it very gently in batches until I had something that looked like this. Now it's not done yet. We still have to thicken this because all that liquid needs to reduce to get that perfect pudding texture. So bring the heat close to medium, and you want to continuously stir this, move it around, make sure the eggs don't turn to scrambled eggs. And the moment you see a bubble, just one bubble, one little simmer, at that point you would know that the mixture has thickened and you need to take this off the pot. Don't risk the curdling. Now portion it out into some bowls that you're going to be serving in, because these now have to set in the fridge, especially if you're planning to serve this chilled. I think in this case, that's the best way to serve them, but you can also serve it hot if you want. Now you want to let these cool down in the fridge, uncovered for the first bit, so that any condensation doesn't go back into the pudding and it can just escape out. And once it has cooled down sufficiently, cover it up. You may see a bit of a skin once you take it out of the fridge, but as you can see here, a quick mix and it's all gone and the texture looks incredibly thick. That's just perfect. I mentioned earlier that it's not too sweet, and it's perfect so that everybody can adjust it to their own preferences. And you can always scale the initial sweetness based on the people that you're making this for. I'm gonna add some maple syrup on top and then finally garnish it with some pumpkin spice. This is perfect for any occasion really, but maybe more towards the fall time of the year, especially because it's fall themed. There's Canadian Thanksgiving coming up next week and the American one in November. So gear up and enjoy this amazing pumpkin rice pudding. I'll see you all on the next one.